Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
So this kind of gets into what I was talking about with the Will Smith thing. Is what I think trickled into the whole situation, right? Is, and I kind of hinted at it, is the unraveling of his narrative weaving, right? So for years he had ran this campaign. I'm Will Smith. I'm the clean cut guy that you like,
So,
the black guy, but you know, I'm not threatening.
That goes into how do you define yourself?
Yes, exactly.
How do you define yourself? And
So
he defined himself as this clean cut.
I
I'm a
don't-
rapper
you know,
from Philly. I'm an actor.
But I don't have to cuss to sell records. You know, like the Eminem line, like, yo, Will Smith don't got to cuss in his rhymes to sell records. Well, I do. So F him and you know, whatever.
But
blah
he
blah.
surely, you know, like some people cuss and you're like, yo, you do not cuss often because it didn't sound right. Will Smith, you were like, oh, he know how to cuss, right? There was no hesitation. Like,
but that was what I was like, yo, Will, you know what the sad thing is?
He defines
coming off
himself
all
as
of
that.
like you made those corny, like you
define-
made all
you
those
continue
corny
to define
definitions
yourself,
of
yeah.
yourself like that. You know what I mean? You're acting in Bad Boys, like, oh my god, and that part of the red table was the worst part. I think the bad marriage for life thing, fam. What were you doing?
Yeah, that was.
Even he acknowledged, like, that's terrible. And I was like, yeah, it really is.
It didn't sound funny. It isn't funny.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you defined that for yourself, bro. No one ever told you that you had to be PG-13 Will Smith. Like, yo, if you went on to be, you know, like, if you were in the good Suicide Squad instead of the bad Suicide Squad, nobody would have been mad at you being in the bad Suicide Squad. Like, I can't watch Will Smith. You made yourself into the Disney version of Will Smith. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of pressure to walk around with, like he was literally a goatee away from running a campaign for running president. Like, literally, like, the only thing, like, I can't cuss, I can't do anything wrong, I have to smile, everything is great, and I move my hand in a very gesture.
I don't think we end up finishing talking about that. Is that, like, it's like in happiness is, like, defining who you are, right? And
taking it away from Will Smith, them, right? There's so many people that try to curb their narrative on Facebook. They're getting in arguments with their husband and their wife and their blah blah blah. But the one time they go out to dinner, we're at dinner. Dinner's so great on, and people like, and it's like, what do you think people are sitting home like?
Social media definitely has
Lisa and Dad
a way
so
of
great.
of
Look
defining. Okay, well, I'm not gonna say social media has a way of defining you. You allow or you define yourself on social media,
which
right?
we all wanna put out our best image. You always want to put your best self first.
Okay,
but don't put your fake self first.
Yes. This is like a thing that I feel like TikTok, the more TikTok age has been doing this. It's like I've like, you know, like I'll look at the discover button, right, and I'll just find people that will be like, all of a sudden I'm like,
daddy mode.
I have no problem. I have no problem talking about like miscarriages because, you know, like it's not something I've, you know, dealt with, thank the Lord, but it's like people will talk about some crazy things that they've gone through.
Somebody was showing a line on their finger, and they were like, "Oh, I just thought I had like a crazy streak," and they were like, "Come to find out, I got cancer." And I was like, wow, bro, what are you doing? Yeah. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yo, you know what?
What is that? What is, you know, like, I feel like it went from defining, like, oh, everything is perfect, yay.
But I think it's the reaction to this. I told you at some point, the next generation is going to react to, like, us as the millennials, like fake smiles, we're great. Oh my God, I lost 20 pounds. I just had a kid. We got married. We did. Everything's great. And it's like, yo, meanwhile, ain't nobody posting when they get a divorce or when they have a miscarriage or when this happens or when that happened, when I got foreclosed on. Like, and I don't expect you to, right?
Yes.
But like, stop acting like that's everything that's great, because you know what you're doing with your feed.
So yes, okay. So let's break that down. It's not that you have to, right?
No.
But
because there's no balance.
There's no balance. Okay, so I talk about this with Tupac,
you're adding
right?
fake. You're adding a fake.
I talk about this with Tupac. I'm like, Tupac was an artist
all over. Dear Mama could be on the same.
As
it wasn't. Like, you know. But it was all over. So it was like it was a full range of an actual human being.
We are human,
right?
Exactly.
So it's like when you're only putting positives on your feed, right? What ends up happening is now when I've just gotten an argument with my wife, and all I see in my feed is, oh, she just cooked him dinner. He just bought her flowers. They're having twins. This is great. Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm like,
so
damn, my life sucks.
So I'm gonna get a little. Well, if we're not getting personal already, but I'm gonna get personal. So literally the other day, what happened? Like, I was waiting on some labs to kind of pretty much tell us, if we're like kind of like if my body is well enough to start having babies, another baby, right? Or not babies, another baby, right?
Yeah.
And I literally opened up my social media and I was like, this person's pregnant. The next person underneath that was doing a pregnancy
announcement. But I think that's between that being the algorithm, right? I think it's also, that's all I'm going to share. I'm not going to come to you when like, yo, I didn't get the promotion, or I didn't do this and that. I'm not going to do none of that. I'm only going to put out what's positive, right? So I'm not going to put out the argument where we almost broke up our marriage and decided I'm just going to talk about how we just went to Key West, had a great time, and came back and we're pregnant. Yeah, we are pregnant, not so, like, you. We
did marriage counseling, like premarital counseling, right? And it was, you know, like they were talking about, it's like a double-edged sword, right? You don't want to go on road and be like, yo, my husband and...
The more intoxicated we've become is the louder we've gotten. I can tell you that. Our volume has escalated.
Again, peace, love, and happiness.
Love, I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time. You will always be my inspiration.